How's it going, everybody? Love in that kiss. Greenlight on tap. Today we are covering a bunch of hobby exclusives. We have new hobby exclusives and a very special older release of hobby exclusives that I finally got my hands on. We're going to kick it off with some ambulances for first responders. This is one of the latest ones for Washington, D.C. Metro Transit Police. The 94 F350. Looking average. Looking like a, of course, ambulance. It is, of course, a hobby exclusive. Nothing particularly fancy on the back here. There is the barcode deets item number should you want that information. Let's go ahead and get this guy cracked open. Quite a few ambulances released recently. We have 3 of them, so this is going to be our first of 3 to take a look at. Just trying to stay on top of these. It's always easier to stay on top of hobby releases as they're new rather than trying to catch up. So there is our DC Metro Transit Police. There is the details on the side. Looks pretty average. Just get some debris off of there. There is the shield on there. Looks pretty good. Lens lights looks very nice. Very old school blue and red lights, which is very 90s for sure. Some details in the grill. Obviously as an exclusive grill for lights and stuff in there than you'd see on the standard F-Series pickup. Does have, of course, dualies. They are white wheels, which looks good. Chrome bumper on it. The color scheme is pretty low-key. It's pretty low-key. Just some kind of off yellow with some white print. And then there is the deets in the back. Looks good. Has an actual plate on there. Obviously, because it is represented from a true one-to-one replica. And of course, that really nice lens light bar in the back looks really, really good. This one is 1526 is the number. You see there's an extra rivet in the middle, but this one is pretty straight. This one looks really, really good. And of course, like I mentioned, true dualies on there. So we'll put our Transit Police Metro there. Next one we're going to take a look at, Detroit Fire EMS. So this one's a 95 F350. Again, a hobby exclusive as well for good old Detroit Fire Department EMS. So we'll get this one cracked. Get it chopping through there for first responders. This popped open. There we go. Snap, crackle, pop. Get that guy out of there. Always so much plastic to deal with. Get those off of the studio. There is the 95. You see this one is a little bit crooked between the cab and the body, but the stripe print doesn't quite line up either, so it doesn't look all that great from this side. So it says Metro Fire Department right there, or Detroit Fire Department, I'm sorry. It's kind of cool. It's got your tire pressure right there, so tire pressure 65, tire pressure 65. Those are cool little details. Just some basic gray wheels. Very interesting to not get any print on those at all. No color spray, no chrome, no nothing. Details on the side pretty standard. Very 90s style font on there as well. Has a full orange light bar, so nice to see just the mix up and how they do things. This one has a nice chrome grill on it. Same one as the other one, just got some chrome bits. And then the print in the back, again another plate, looks really, really good. EMS light bar as well. And then as far as the number goes, 1931 is the number for this particular one. So that one's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Now, the last one, though, is really, really nice. And this is actually a different era of F-Series pickup. This is the 89 Ford F350 ambulance for FDNY Logistical Support. Again, another hobby exclusive. This one is a little bit more expensive than those two. Those two are about 15 bucks. This one's a little bit closer to 20. And there's a couple reasons for that. We'll talk about that as soon as I get it out. This one's definitely one of those hobby releases where they just go a little extra. They just do a little extra. And it's really, really nice. It doesn't surprise me, it's always New York. Greenlight is super obsessed with New York, which is fine. First thing I want to talk about, though, is this is one of the things you get with this little bit more expensive one, is you get a metal base, which is really, really nice. So this is actually a pretty heavy duty one as well. This one is a pretty low number as well, number 719, which is really, really cool. There is the deets on the front. It says FDNY. It does not have an opening hood, I know it looks like it has an opening hood, but that's just so that they can do different trim levels with this particular casting. There is the unit number on the windshield, LSU1. A separate light bar right there. Looks pretty good. It's actually the same light bar as that one, just printed up differently. And then it has a bull bar on the front. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that it doesn't have dualies in the back. This tire right here is a little bit off. It just needs a little bit TLC, but I'm not a huge fan of the non-dualies. I don't know if they ever did like a solid wheel like that, but I don't know. I just think it looks better with dualies. I do like the wheel though. The wheel's a pretty nice detail. As far as the prints and stuff goes, you see the shield on the door right there is a little bit crooked. So it tells you that the shield is done on there separately. It's probably a transfer decal of some sort that they put on there. The rest of this looks pretty good. The details look pretty good. Details on the back, again, look pretty good. There is the plate details on there because, of course, these are all modeled after actual one-to-one replicas. So definitely need to fix that tire on that side. Worry about that at another time. But even a little bit of prints on the top for the vent right there, which the other two don't get additional prints or anything on there. So that's pretty nice, and I think this is the first time we've seen a different cab for the ambulance. It's always been this era of F-Series. Nice to see an older F-Series one, which is really, really cool. So extra bits on there, metal base, makes that one just a little bit more expensive. All right, regular first responders, Series 2. This one has been an absolute debacle to find. 1991 Chevy Suburban Ambulance. This one is just ridiculously cool for Glacier County EMS in Cut Bank, Montana. So we'll get this one cut up. This is hitting stores, so if you want to find this one, you might get lucky at retail. But I have not been lucky enough to find this at retail, so I ordered it online. And so I finally got it in. Plastic out of here. Always trying to keep up with all the Suburbans. Probably one of the coolest castings Greenlight's done with a long time. Brand new parts for this one. The entire top section here with the loud horns, all the lights, the tall roof in there. So that you can, kind of stand up a little bit inside there. That is the purpose of that. But this is a brand new tooling part. They will be making this one in just blank white for the hobby release as well, so you can do your own decals and stuff. So if you are a customizer and you want to do customs on this, the blank white one is coming. So there's 2,500 on the side. Of course, this being a 91, this is right at the very end of the era of this square-bodied Suburban. And these wheels are perfect. They're just super, super good. Everything about it looks fantastic. Details in the front look really, really good. Plate details on it look good as well. This is ambulance on the top. Prints are very, very nice. I like the print in the window for the shield logo. Details in the back, again, looks very, very good. And then base detail, 2903 is the particular number for this one. But really, really digging this one. Really digging this one. That's such a good wheel. This wheel looks so good on this casting. It just looks so, so good on that casting. So slide him in there. He's just barely small enough to fit in there. If I had a tow hitch on that, I probably wouldn't be able to fit that in there. I have a couple of regular releases as well. These ones I did find at Hobby Lobby. This is the newest release of Smokey and the Bear, or Smokey Bear, I'm sorry. Series number 4. There's just a couple of models that, I collect in the collection. There is the set right there. Your Townsman, your Volkswagen CJ7 F250, the Ram D250, and of course this one right here, which is the Nissan Titan. So we're going to go into this right now and crack out the Nissan Titan. I have every single Nissan Titan ever released, except for they did one that was available through Nissan dealers. It's a yellow Pro 4X. That is the only one that I don't have. And I've come across it a bunch of times. I've just been a little bit too cheap to buy it. And the longer it goes on, the more expensive it gets anyways. So there is our Titan. Of course, this is a older Titan. Not the first gen Titan, but it's a bit older. And I think they, definitely need to refresh this casting, I think. It's okay. I think this casting's pretty nice. They actually do a really good job with the mirrors. Way better with the mirrors than any Ram, which is shocking. I'm not sure if that grille was supposed to be chrome and just didn't get chromed or something, but it looks a little bit tacky. It almost looks like maybe this was involved in a crash, and that's just a replacement part that didn't get finished up or whatever. Happens all the time. Says Smokey on the top, details on the side. The greatest gift is wildfire protection. Of course, this does have a Cummins under the hood. The 5.9 Cummins, or it's the 5.9 Cummins. Pro 4X on the back. The bumper is white, and Pro 4X Titan XD on the back does have a tow hitch as well. This casting is all one piece. The bed's not separate or anything. And then the running boards on the side are part of the base. So the details look pretty good. 2459 is the number. The wheel kind of push on there is a little bit off. You can see it's a little bit crooked. Just needs a little bit of tweaking. I can guarantee you that this one will not fit because of that tow hitch, which is unfortunate. So what we're going to do is I guess we'll just make a little bit of space here. Didn't realize I was going to have to stuff one on the bottom. So there we go. All right, I do have one more from Smokey and the Bear. Yes, the Dodge Ram D250, the first gen. So we'll get this cracked open. Really excited about this one. It's got some fire equipment in the bed, and just looks good with its black, paint scheme and red wheels on there. Very cool looking. So slide this out. Oof. It's in there a little bit tight. Just a little bit tight. Plastic. So there is our D250. There is Smokey on the side. 2252 is the unit number, which is kind of cool. It says only you in giant letters. Only you prevent forest fires. There is the apparatus in the back, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's just a ton of detail, a ton of print. Looks really, really good. There's silver on there. There's chrome on there. It looks really, really cool. I like all those details on there. Very, very cool. That's like a pump right there. It's cool. It's cool. It's got some chevrons on the back. Dodge Ram, which is embossed on the back of the truck. The red wheels is really, really nice. Again, the wheel centering is a little bit off. And then there is the details on the front. Looks really, really good. It says Dodge on there. So no opening parts on this one either. There is the logo on the hood. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. This one's super cool. Probably one of the coolest ones they've done so far. As far as number on the base, yes, it is numbered. It is probably 2686 or maybe 2886, somewhere around there. But either way, it looks good. I do like the details you can see for the kind of lifted axles and stuff. Definitely one of my more favorite castings. Obviously, I'm just a little bit biased. Now, speaking of Rams, I have finally got my hands on something I've been looking at for a little bit, and it's not that it's necessarily hard to find, it's just that I'm trying to get it for a good price. So this is the original OG release of the Power Wagon. This is where it started. There's 3 of them. So we got the Texaco 1950 Power Wagon. There you go. And we got a Smokey Bear, another Smokey Bear, but this one is with some fire equipment stuff, 1947. And then, of course, probably the coolest one of them all is the factory 45 Power Wagon in just gray, which looks extremely, extremely good. There is some details on the back. There is your product code, 51470A. So let's go ahead and get this one cracked. I've been working on this set for a little bit. It's not that it's necessarily hard to find, and the prices have significantly come down from where they were, I don't know, maybe 6 months to about 8 months ago. They were pushing $30+ a truck. Now you can get them for about 18 to 25 or so, which is really, really nice. So I was able to finally scoop these up because I am cheap. So there is our Power Wagon, which looks absolutely fantastic. The mirrors look good on there, exactly the way they're supposed to be. Details on the front look very, very good. This one is fantastic. It's just factory with the paneling there, wood paneling down in there. Looks very, very good. Dodge embossed on the back. Little taillight details on there. Really digging this one. Really, really happy I finally got my hands on this one. It's just such a good one. 752, could be 1752 or 2752 for all I know. But 752 is the only number we see on the base. And then, of course, a nice black painted base on that one. So we're going to put that guy right in the center because he's the best looking one, I think. Next one up, we're going to take a look at this Texaco 151470B. Yes, they do A, B, C. They do that for all standard releases as well. When you have 6-car releases, or in the case of HD trucks or something to that effect, it'll be A, B, or C. Same kind of scenario. So we'll get this one cracked out. Very, very cool to see, where the casting started, I guess, is kind of the way I look at it. Now, we will be seeing a Texaco, one of these coming up, but it is a completely different Texaco. This is old school Texaco. Also has the push bumper on the front, which looks good. Again, the side mirrors and stuff look very good. A little bit of print on there for the windshield wipers, I think, is very cool. Light on the top, because tow truck. There is your shield on the side. Texaco gasoline and motor oil. There is the tow apparatus. It doesn't do anything. It just sits there. But that's perfectly fine. I think the plastic detail on that looks good. The gears and mechanisms over here, even though it doesn't do anything, looks really, really nice. Really cool print just all along. And, of course, the red matching wheels is very, very nice as well. 330 is the number for this one. So we can see the 0. So a relatively low number for that particular one. So I like that. Throw that in there. It does fit. Just barely, but it does. All right, last one up, 1947 Power Wagon Fire Truck. This is, of course, the C, the numero C, or 3, however you want to put it on there. So we'll crack these up. Now, this particular one in my hand, I actually got from just a regular toy show. I found somebody who had one. I got it for $5. I got this one for $5. Like, I can't really complain. Considering I got one of them for way less than the original retail for it, which is nice. So. Move the plastic out of here. You guys know I like to be completionist, and of course I love Mopar and Dodge, so this is a big deal for me. Just marking something off the collecting realm. This one has a couple of two-tone print for the wheels. Not a huge fan of the red hubs in there, but I get it. It's fire truck style. This is a different grill area, different push bar area in the front. Looks good. Looks good. Details look very, very nice. Red light on the top. There is your hose detail, and then just some, kind of wood paneling on the side, which, of course, would be the ladders. You get a axe on this side, which looks good. There is your shield details. Of course, again and again, only you, only you, only you. And then details on the back. Only you can prevent wildfires. I get it. That's a pretty cool jerry can thing they have on the side. A little smoky on there. Good old little smoky. This one, number 78. So very low number on this one. Super low number, 78. Just a double digit, which is cool. Again, I don't really particularly care about the numbers, but I like to showcase them because it's just cool. All right, now I got one more item, and I left this to the end because it is truly the ugly duckling. It is the ugly, ugly duckling. Yes, this is your brand spanking new Oshkosh NGDV, which is your next generation delivery vehicle. This is also Greenlight's new logo. That is the way Greenlight will be presenting their logo moving forward. So anything that is brand spanking new releases, that is how Greenlight will be doing it up. So this is one of their brand new whatever marketing, yada, yada, yada deals. So this is the new USPS thing, and it is horrifically ugly. There is the details on the back should you want the item number or anything like that. Of course, it is a hobby exclusive, being the actual post office delivery one. And it is part of their new quality management protocol, or however you want to put it. So, of course, the blister is like 4 times thicker than anything we've cut open yet. So, let's just pop that in there. And we'll get this ridiculous, ugly duckling out of here. This is probably the ugliest looking commercial vehicle that's ever been made. And I get it. It's a commercial vehicle. It's not necessarily meant to be fancy. The base is super cheap. There's no details on the base. 1855 is the number. Just get that knocked out right away. There is the deets right there. And, of course, the itty-bitty, teeny-tiny wheels on there, which are Steelies. I mean, this thing is just super, super ugly. Now, I will tell you one thing that I am extremely disappointed in. There are no moving features, no opening things, no functioning anything whatsoever on this. When they did the previous generation, the back opened up and you could slide it in there, and there were some shelves and details in there. This doesn't do anything. It is a completely fixed model. and it's a plastic base as well, which is definitely disappointing. So there is the details on the back. It looks pretty average compared to the current generation of mail delivery vehicle. The prints and details look okay. It's got the big crazy bumper on there because, of course, they're worried about the post people running into stuff, which is fine. There is a fuel cap area there. This would be a sliding door. The door would slide open. There is the details for, you know, the USPS logo and stuff. It's got a couple of spotter mirrors on there, which is nice. The front end is extremely ugly. Looks terrible. It's meant to have a giant windshield on purpose, so that's nice. They're like soft rubber. It's kind of cool. The number right there on the top, which of course is just a big 0, which means if they release this in something else, they'll probably add a number to that, and then suddenly this will be a new version, so to speak. Details on this side, it does have a separate window on there, which would be able to be opened by the driver, obviously to deliver mail from inside the vehicle. Looks like it has a large opening door here, as well as the opening door for the actual driver. But other than that, it's pretty standard quo. Again, nothing opens, nothing moves, nothing does anything. You can't open the hood, can't open the door, nothing slides. There's an interior in there, but there's nothing in the back. So there is a space in between. You can barely see it in there. There's an opening where the driver could walk into the back. And you can kind of see in there when this is in your hand, there's nothing in the back. No shelves, no nothing. It's pretty disappointing, I'll be honest with you. This thing's pretty big. I would say that this is probably a little bit big for 1/64 scale, probably. I mean, this thing is, it's huge comparatively speaking to pretty much everything else we have here. It's just a very, very large model. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if it'll fit, and it won't even fit in the thing. So, yeah. I was excited to get this, but I'm very disappointed in it as a model. Very disappointed, and I'm very disappointed in Greenlight for the plastic base and the fact that it doesn't have an opening door on the back. I feel like you should not take a step back from something you've done previously. You should always be stepping forward. But that is just my opinion. So we'll just throw that there and call it good. So that is the latest Greenlight haul, mostly hobby exclusives. Very happy to finish up these Power Wagons. I do think I have every single Power Wagon now that's been released, which is nice. And then just keeping up with the ambulances and some other stuff. So a little bit of a commercial, commercial mix, pretty much all commercial mix. But I really want you guys to sound off and let me know what you think about this ugly duckling. And yes, I'm going to call it an ugly duckling forever. So anyways, we're going to roll out of here. Can't wait to see your comments. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, more diecast stuff always right around the corner. Level them diecast. Peace!